Even if you do your job perfectly, people could still hate you. Hello, movie lovers. I'm trying to review one classic film each week for the year of 2018, and this week we are talking about To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, before we get too far into this, I'm finding sort of a chest cold, so if there's a skip in the video, it means I was starting to hack up a lung, and I didn't want you to hear that, so I just kind of cut that out. But other than that, it will be the continuous video that we've done before, okay? So today we're talking about To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, this is a book that majority of students read in high school. I read it back in high school, and I watched this movie for the first time back in high school. I've since watched it more recently, trying to get a better feel on it. But basically, the story is about a lawyer by the name of Atticus Finch, and he is a widower. Okay, his wife has passed away, and he's trying to raise his two children. And he gets assigned the case that nobody wants to. In fact, the guy comes up and says, "Hey, I want you to do this because literally no one else will." So Atticus defends a man by the name of Tom Robinson, who happens to be African American. And because of this, and living in the South at this time, they really didn't understand exactly, or they understood, but they didn't like this. There was no way, basically, that he had a chance to win. And it's the whole story of that trial, plus there's another side story involving the kids and a creepy next door neighbor, and sort of how that all fits together. And it's a very intriguing story that seems like it's got 3 or 4 storylines that don't line up, and then all of a sudden at the end, boom, they all come together. So if you do end up watching this, you get kind of confused, stick to the end. I promise, it all comes together. Okay, but like I said, it starred Gregory Peck, has a couple other big names in it, Joe Magna, or I might be pronouncing that wrong, but also there is an appearance of Robert Duvall, a very small role, so don't expect very big, not a very big role. Okay, just expect a small one. He does have a integral part in this anyway. But when I was watching this movie, there was a lot of things that stuck out to me, especially performance-wise. Now, back when this came out, which was 1963, there was a much more of a traditional actor style, more of a stage actor presence in this. And Gregory Peck, in his portrayal of Atticus Finch, did a great job on this, and I thought that he really sold the character. You felt invested. You felt this was a noble cause that he wanted to, and he really portrayed that. And because of that, he actually received the Academy Award for Best Actor in a movie at this time. Now, this movie also featured some, I would say, less than amazing acting performances, but mostly from all of those, I would say, all come from the children, who are relatively new. They did a good job with it, but you can tell that they were still relatively new to this. They didn't exactly know at that time how to work with children because it was a relatively new subject and everything. So some of their performances kind of were lacking, but it didn't take away from the story. It was actually kind of adorable how it did. And what really sold that was like I said, the stage acting type presences of the other ones around. Because you were able to suspend your disbelief because of the acting performances, you really felt like those kids fit into the story really well, and all of that happened. Okay, the music in here, it was a very well done score. Elmer Bernstein did this one. It fit everything perfectly. It's really the Bernstein style. It had sort of a Copland feel with also some other ideas. It had a lot of Copland influence. You could tell that when you heard it. But there were also a lot of other things. You could hear some Mendelssohn in there. At one point, I thought I heard something that reminded me of sort of what Wagner would write. And then there was also the jazz influence. This happened in 1932, the Great Depression. So that sort of style came through, and they had that within the score as well. So the music was very well done. It really led the story around. But like I said, this movie received the Academy Award for Best Actor in Leading Role, given to Gregory Peck, but also won 2 other Oscars. Best Writing, basically the adaptive screenplay, because this was a book before, and then also Best Art Direction or Set Design for a black and white film. Now, we've talked about this before the modern times. There was 2 different categories. There was art direction for black and white film, there was art direction for colored film, and this one at this time won for black and white. The ones that it lost for Best Picture, it lost for Best Action Supporting Role, it lost Best Director, Cinematography for a black and white film, same thing as before, and the score thing, like I said, it was up for all 8 of those, but only won 3 of those. But this movie is very well done, and it really brings to light something that still is semi-relative today, not as intense as they would put it in this movie because it's 1932 compared to now, but it does shed some light on some of the things that are still happening today, and just the way it all works out. So you really need to check this out. It's a classic, 1963, To Kill a Mockingbird, and the story is really explained in sort of the dialogue with it, or the title of the story. So you really need to do that to understand where the title is from, but it all does make sense. To Kill a Mockingbird left me happy. Hashtag classic novel and movie. Hashtag single dad rockin' it. Okay, guys, so that's my review of To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm sorry for the chest cold. Like I said, I had to put a few skips in here because you don't want to hear me hacking up long. It's not very pretty, and I didn't want you to go through that. But if you do like these classic films, I'm going to be bringing one every week. Most of the time on Sunday. I may have to do one day late. There's a couple weekends here that I get kind of busy. But I will put them on Sunday or Monday, definitely. So if you want to catch all those, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And also hit that bell to get the alerts. And if you do enjoy these, share them with your friends. These movies, like I said, are ones that are sort of forgotten in today's day and age, either because they're not as action-packed, they're a little bit too traditional, and some people could find that boring. But share these with your friends, because these movies are ones that everybody needs to see, being a movie lover, non-movie lover. And in this one particularly, there's some social constructs you really need to do, or need to see as well, because it's just very well done and all of that, and it doesn't take away from the story. Okay, so be sure to share this with your friends as well. Anyway, if you like this video, like it, comment down there with what you think about this film if you have seen it. Also, guys, be sure to catch the next one. So thanks for watching. God bless all of you. And that's a wrap.